Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Michael, it's the best kind of show. We're close by to each other, both in California, but we're not together, and that is what makes it the best.
That really does. We've been doing it, it's almost coming on 11 years, doing it a long time.
Wow.
Our anniversary is in November for 11 years, so it's been a long time.
That's big. We should celebrate. Maybe I'll come stay with you for a few weeks for that.
Ooh, I don't know about that. If you're not watching, Jeremy is outside. He's got palm trees surrounding him. He's never leaving San Diego. He's never going back to the East Coast. You're West Coast.
It's beautiful. I'm a West Coast guy, Pacific Ocean guy. I'm in La Jolla. If anyone's around in the next month, come visit me. Just working from here. Mike might come and visit. Maybe. We'll see. Great. It beats LA. I'm just gonna say it. It beats LA.
It's just a smaller town. You get a lot more in LA. San Diego's a very beachy, laid back kind of vibe. Yeah, people are just chilling out there. Go to Tijuana for some legal stuff, stuff like that. Not bad. I've never been to Tijuana. Have you been to Tijuana?
No, last time I was here last year, we went down to the border to check it out. It didn't look that scary. You couldn't really go at the time because of COVID. I know we keep COVID to a minimum on the show, of course, but at the time you couldn't really travel internationally, but I've never been. It looks good. It looks attainable. We could go for a night.
Get some good tacos and beers. It's fun.
Yeah, maybe October 9th. I heard you're running a 10K this weekend. Is that true?
I am. Running not this weekend, next weekend. Running a 10K. Definitely not in shape for it, but I made some.
I was gonna say I saw you with the croissants and a lot of beers.
Yeah. Definitely not in shape. Trying to run this week. My knees are killing me, so who knows how it's gonna go. But I made some swag. So if you want to get the swag, it is up on the Sports Hangover. I made a really cool retro shirt, the Benatar Booty Barn. That's kind of what we call our gym here. So I figured I'd make it on a shirt. It looks.
I didn't know it was called that.
Yeah, the Benatar Booty Barn.
It's a great gym.
It's a great gym. So
it's up there. Well, longtime listeners will know. So yeah, that's on the sportshangover.com. Longtime listeners will know that all of our life moments, whether it's a wedding, an engagement, or a 10K, for example, they're all real marketing opportunities for us. And we really only have these life events to market ourselves, obviously Dope Dog and the Sports Hangover. So it's important to get our brand out there.
And if people weren't at the wedding and you're listening, Jeremy mentioned Dope Dog like it was promoted by Dope Dog at the wedding. He mentioned Dope Dog so many times you would think it's like Dope Dog paid him to be there, but it was good. Yeah, always promoted. It was
a sponsored read. The CEO wanted to get it in in there, valuable time buy, and we nailed it. We did it.
I love it. All right, so we got some stories. The one thing I want to cover: did you notice Red Zone went out? I noticed it went out, but I didn't freak out like I guess the internet freaked out over the weekend. Did you notice?
I heard about it. I was on a plane on Sunday heading out west, so I was just watching the CBS game on Delta Airlines. Shout out Delta for having TVs and live TV. Most airlines don't. Delta does. They don't have Red Zone, so that's the next level.
Next step. It went out. I was kind of confused because I was up in the mountains. And I'm like, damn, this internet connection must really suck. So I can't get it right now. And I just went over to another channel, not thinking anything. But I guess it was out for a while. And people got pissed.
How long? Do we know?
I kept checking back. It looked like it was out sporadically throughout the day. So I don't know what was going on. I think they never mentioned anything. I watched only the first games of the day, but eventually went back on. So no big deal. But the internet freaks out. They love freaking out.
Yeah, and Red Zone's in more places than ever. It's on YouTube TV as an add-on. It's on Hulu. It's on Real TV. Direct TV is still a thing, apparently.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So Monday night, I was watching the Manning cast, and they did a little different approach. It wasn't like they were full screen the last week, and then I got some ratings. So the first week, the Manning cast, I guess they're calling it, 800,000 viewers. The second week, they got 1.9 million viewers watching them talk about Monday Night Football, which is 13% of the total audience of Monday Night Football. So I thought that was a pretty big jump into the Manning cast because it was weird. It feels like Peyton definitely is the lead. I watched the whole thing. I watched the entire Monday Night Football this time.
Because you gave up on week one, so this time you watched the whole thing. That's
wanted
progress
to see,
for you too. You're one of those viewers who.
I was one of the viewers. I was watching. I get it, but I don't get it. It's almost like a podcast. They're kind of talking about the game, but they're interviewing people. Gronk's coming on. A whole bunch of guests are always coming on, and they're just like in their living room talking on AirPods, kind of like what we're doing now.
Brett Favre, Pat McAfee. Gronk wasn't so good, right? He didn't have good internet.
No.
I know I've had that problem in the last 11 years, but that was Gronk.
I don't know why he has bad internet sitting at home, but I
See, it's not a wealth thing, Mike. It's just sometimes it doesn't work.
I just don't understand it because it doesn't do anything for the cast. It's almost like you are listening to a podcast, watching the game. You don't hear anything about the game. They're kind of talking about different plays here and there, but Eli sucks. Peyton's pretty good.
Well, that's the thing. They need these guests in the middle box between them because Eli can't carry it. If it was Peyton plus anyone who could be more like Peyton, the two people could carry it. Like me and you, we could carry a 3-hour broadcast.
Yeah. Let's go,
Maybe we should try to go live and see if we can get some guests like they do. We'll get Travis Kelce.
Yeah, we can put Monday Football up while we talk. No problem. I can do that.
But I know we're more interesting than Eli right off the bat. And if Peyton had a better partner, they wouldn't need all those guests. But Eli's like boring, and he keeps saying E. It gets so annoying to me how he says E, like to bring him into the conversation. Like, hey, E, and like ask him a question or loop him in because like E doesn't get into it himself.
No, you can see when he's handing it off. He's like, "Hey Eli, what do you think about this play here? Like, what did they just do? Oh yeah, this is what we're doing here." It's like kind of like goofy, like, "All right, yeah, cool." Doesn't ask Peyton anything. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't throw it back to him. Just kind of like, "Yeah, this is what we do." I don't know why they're on the same caliber. They're like two different types of quarterbacks, right? Like, we could say Peyton is much better than Eli. And it's weird that, I mean, I get they're brothers, they're doing it together, but I'd rather like Peyton's dad or something, or like Peyton's younger brother. Don't they have like another brother that's like 25 or something?
Cooper's supposed to be the funny one. There might be another Manning like in high school football somewhere who's going to be a really good quarterback coming up, but Cooper's the funny one. I wish we had him. Eli's just not good. I think they are more interesting than the Monday Night Crew at the same time. So that's what makes it interesting in a way where Peyton, and that's really just Peyton himself, is more interesting than the Monday Night Crew. And we know that they wanted Peyton to be the analyst on Monday Night Football. That was their original goal, and that's why they set up this thing, because Peyton said, I'd rather do it my way, like this. And also, they're only doing 10 games this year instead of all 18 weeks, so it's not going to be every week either, even though we got them the first two. Only 8 to go.
So the question is this the future of sports TV? Are we going to see more broadcasts doing this? Because it does feel, it almost seems like to me, TV is going the way of everything wants to be more real, less crisp, more raw, do it like a podcast, do it free flowing. We're just going to be here. We're going to chat. We're not going to be like the color broadcaster and the play-by-play. We're just going to be here chilling, calling the game. Is this the future of TV? Because it seems like they're really making an effort.
Well, it's the future of social media and entertainment content. When you think about Twitch and you think about these live streams and the ability to interact with them, like I think we're missing that a little bit. They show tweets sometimes, but what if they had like live comments from like interesting people or people with a following? You can't let all the comments in because there'll be a lot of weird shit on there. But I think, yes, it's the answer. Like, we don't need to sit down and like Packers-Lions game. Like, all we care about are Aaron Jones fantasy numbers. No one cares about anything else in that game and how Aaron Rodgers will bounce back. But like, we don't need the traditional broadcast anymore. And so I think for a big Sunday night, Monday night game, it's a great idea. At the same time, if you have great announcers like Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, you don't really need the Manning cast because you just rely on them too. So it's almost like ESPN had to create this because their announcers are so bad in the first place.
Well, yeah, because it almost feels like when Al Michaels is in the booth talking, and there's a story I want to talk about Al Michaels in a little bit, but when they're talking, it's very casual. It's like they don't try too hard. They're kind of like watching the game, throwing stuff out there. And that's kind of what Peyton and them were doing, but not on like the same caliber. And I don't know. It's almost like ESPN doesn't know what to do with Monday Night Football. They have it. They need to make it better and have more eyes on it, but they're not able to get the talent they need.
I think we're trending to a place where next year on ESPN, it's Manning cast, and then on ESPN2, it's the other guys like Louis Riddick doing real analysis because it is that much better. I got one for you, Sports or Damas. Obviously, I'm known for my sports predictions.
Of course.
And last week I said, we're a little too early on the Eagles. We're a little too early on Jalen Hurts. And it's a kind of situation where this week they're buying jerseys and next week they're burning jerseys. That was a quote of mine on the show last week. And now the Eagles are down again. People are out on the Eagles after the week 2 loss. I don't know, Mike. I think the Eagles might not be for real.
I never thought they were for real. I feel like it's really hard for like a QB just to come in and fix a team when there were so many other issues. I don't know. I know he's on my fantasy quarterback and he's doing great. I have not watched much of the Eagles game, but it was hard for me to watch a lot of football this weekend, but I managed to watch some.
He didn't throw the ball well. The 49ers are not that good of a team. I know they're 2-0. They haven't beaten good teams so far. The Eagles were at home. The 49ers haven't been in San Francisco since the season started. They were like on the East Coast for 2 weeks in a row. Eagles should have won that game, and they didn't. And Jalen Hurts had like 100 yards passing. I didn't watch the whole thing either, but I'm sketched and I'm out on the Eagles.
But do you think it's that he's kind of like, he's a scrambler. He's a running quarterback. He's run first, then throw. So I think for those kind of quarterbacks, it's almost like the whole team has to be on that schedule, right? They have to know, like, you're not going to throw the ball. Let's try to get it in a little closer. Kind of like Lamar. Lamar is going to run or do whatever he needs to do. Eventually he'll throw, but it took him a little while to like work on that mechanic to be, maybe he's not even there yet, just be a better quarterback. Instead, like, look at Tom Brady. He doesn't move at all. He just stands there and throws the ball and racks up 58 points.
He doesn't have to.
You don't always need your athleticism to be the best quarterback. And I think sometimes when you're that athletic, you rely on it so much more because it's easy for you, right? It's just like, oh yeah, I can do that. I'm super strong in my legs. I can run. That's all I'm going to do. Makes sense.
And Lamar is epic with the running. I mean, that Sunday night game, he's like the fastest, most athletic player on the field. I don't think people are saying that about Jalen Hurts. I think he's an okay runner. Yeah. I don't think he's a better runner than Miles Sanders on his own team.
Lamar seems like he has extra time when he's running because of how slow everybody else is running. It seems like he can like take that one extra step just to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go over here. Like no problem at all. It's kind of wild.
Shoots through those holes and it's incredible. Yeah. Like how does he not get hurt more? Cause he looks so small when he's doing it. Cause he's so small and fast and quick twitch, yet he stays healthy and he's been healthy throughout his NFL career, which is, I just hope it continues for the Ravens. Cause without him, who's going to run the ball? Latavius Murray from UCF?
Yeah, probably not. All right, let's do some bullshit or believe. There it is. Bullshit or believe time. Bullshit or believe time. Bullshit or believe. All right, we got a lot. What do you go first?
Yeah. All right, I've got some 1-1 teams I want to bullshit or believe. Okay. Teams that kind of fooled us either in week 1 or week 2, and we really don't know how they fooled us. Did they fool us in week 1 or did they fool us in week 2? Let's start with Jameis Winston and the Saints. We were crowning their ass after week 1. They blew out the Packers. Now they didn't score an offensive touchdown against the Carolina Panthers. What was that? Why are the Panthers 2-0? That's not a topic for this show, but we're talking about Jameis and we're worried about him, right?
I don't think I'm worried about him. I think Sean Payton can kind of reel him back in. I think he was getting a little too he might have got a little too cocky. Like winning the first game, he's back. It's Jameis. Everybody's hyped around him. I don't think we worry too much. I think the team is still good, but they got to work on some stuff because Carolina, I don't know how they're doing it, but I didn't think Sam Darnold was that good. I knew he was like going to be better than what we thought he was with the Jets because the Jets is a terrible organization. So it just kind of shows like different situation. Like even Jameis now, it's like, okay, if he can't win in this situation, he's not a good quarterback because you're in a new team. You've been there for a year. You got everything around you, all the talent in the world. And if you're not able to score anything, it's probably a little scary, but we'll see. I mean, it's only week 2, so I don't want to overreact. I think there's a lot of overreactions.
Well, we overreacted to week 1. We might as well overreact to week 2, and then we'll do the same thing next week, right?
I overreacted to Aaron Rodgers, and I still believe that Aaron Rodgers will be bad this season because he doesn't care.
We'll get to Rodgers in a second. Okay, we'll get to Rodgers. Hang on. Jameis Winston. I'm calling bullshit on Jameis Winston, New Orleans. I saw so many flashbacks to his time with Tampa, the pre-LASIK Jameis, and I didn't like what I saw. You got to score on the Panthers, who don't have a good defense. They are investing in their offense. They're not even trying to be a good defense, and they couldn't score on him. He couldn't get the ball to Kamara, your playmaker. Michael Thomas is going to come back, but what's the point if Jameis can't distribute properly? I think Jameis struggles. I think Taysom Hill is going to see some time at quarterback sooner than later.
I don't think, but if he was actually good, don't you think they would have started him and not started Jameis? Like Jameis won the quarterback position.
He won it, but I think he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it mid-season too. My next one, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. You alluded to it. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They got blown out by Jameis. Then they beat the Lions handily. He's in the news this week saying people are talking chicken shit about me. That's the Jermichael Finley story that you brought up last week. It's got to be about your boy Jermichael Finley, which is funny because Jermichael's we could have named our show the Jermichael Show because I'm Jeremy, you're Michael. That's a different story. Great show, yeah. That's a different story. But Aaron Rodgers now calling chicken shit on his former tight end. So I'm saying believe in Aaron Rodgers. I still believe. I think he came out on Monday Night Football. He turned it around. I think they're back in the driver's seat.
I would say that they just played a team that is pretty bad. They got Jared Goff, and they hung in there. They hung in there until maybe the third quarter. And I was like, damn, can the Lions win this game? I think they were pretty close. They were neck for neck, like touchdown for touchdown, going back and forth.
They did that week 1 with the Niners too.
Yeah. So I just think the Lions are bad, but they're able to hang in there. And I don't think Green Bay's that good. We'll actually see when there's actually some real talent to play against. We don't really know what's going on with anybody this week. I think by week 5, we'll kind of know what's happening, but I'm going to call bullshit on Aaron Rodgers. He is not even enthused to be there. It seems like he's being forced to go to the NFL draft today. Do you believe, or is that bullshit? Mac Jones.
So that would be over guys that went early in this
Trevor
draft.
Lawrence,
Trevor Lawrence, who we're not seeing much of so far. We got the helicopter flying. It's okay. It's a sunny day in San Diego.
Yeah, no worry. You're in San Diego. You're chilling. Don't mind it.
Who was the second pick in the draft? It was the Jets dude. He's looking terrible so far. He had 4 interceptions. Zach Wilson, yeah. And then Trey Lance at 3. Yeah, there's a solid chance Mac Jones is number 1 based on what we've seen so far. That's not surprising. Boomer Esiason knows New York quarterbacking better than anyone. He hosts a morning show in New York like the last 20 years after he played there. I think he's exactly right. I think Mac Jones is right now the best of the 5 rookies.
So do we overhype some of this? Because I was thinking, okay, if we actually think Mac Jones is good, do we go bet him to be rookie player of the year? Like some of these things I'm seeing, all right, Mac Jones is great. Obviously the odds have changed a lot, but there might be some value on Trevor Lawrence. Like Jacksonville has always been bad. Like they've never been that good. I don't know what
they were okay with UCF star Blake Bortles, weren't they?
Were they good? Well, they actually, they went to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they went to the AFC Championship game.
That's true. I don't know. I think some of these I'm always trying to take as like, can I go gamble on this position? And I don't know if Mac Jones is the one, but I think it's the coach. I think it's like Belichick able to be like, oh, you can throw the ball. Cam Newton can throw the ball. You can throw the ball capably. You stand in the pocket, throw the ball, make your reads, do it. The other two are just like scrambling. What's his name? Urban Meyer coming in Jacksonville, former like college coach coming in, like, let's just go play. Let's go do this. Like, I feel like there's a lot of mess going on in Jacksonville. So I feel like it's very situational. That's why I think Sam Darnold is a lot better with Carolina because he has like proper teammates and coaches they help him through. But when
you talk about rapid reactions, I mean, rapid reactions on the rookie quarterbacks is even more rapid. It's been 2 games of their career versus 2 games of just a season. I think Mac Jones is the best looking of the 5 right now. That is subject to change anytime. But as far as transferring it to betting, no, I don't think that works because I watched every snap of Mac Jones's rookie premiere debut against the Dolphins in week 1, and he was making great decisions on 3rd down, but he was checking the ball down, throwing it 5 yards instead of getting sacked or incompletion. So you're not going to win rookie of the year with 5-yard completions on 3rd down. You might not even win a lot of games with that. As we saw, their offense isn't really moving the ball too well through 2 weeks, but it's just very solid. And Zach Wilson is throwing 4 interceptions, and Trevor Lawrence is getting hit on every play, and Trey Lance isn't on the field. Justin Fields hasn't started yet. So I get what they're saying, but let's give it a beat. Justin Fields could be dynamic. He's starting for the Bears this week. We just have to wait and see.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, I have another bullshit or believe. 49ers QB, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, rumored to be headed east. Do we believe this is bullshit or believe? Is he going to go to Washington or to New York? They both need some quarterback help. Do you think this could be a trade?
New York Giants or Jets?
I think probably the Giants at this point. I think Daniel Jones is out. Daniel Jones is terrible. Did you watch that Thursday? It was Thursday night, right? It was Thursday night.
No, we recorded last Thursday, and I told you I wasn't going to watch it, and it was a terrible game.
So bad.
The Giants should have won. The Washington kicker made a very long field goal to win, right? Or the Giants kicker missed it to lose, something like that. I don't know.
It was a long game. A lot of points weirdly scored, but I was not.
Yeah.
I bet
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones isn't it. The Thursday night games. Okay, so they go to Fox on Thursday night in a few weeks, but until then, they're only on NFL Network, and they're so bad. This week is Panthers Texans,
which is really hard. It's really hard to find the game because I'm never really sure where it is. Is it on Amazon? Is it on NFL Network? Is it on NBC? Where is it?
Well, the Amazon deal starts next year. I think some games are on Amazon this year, but like not the early games because they're on NFL Network. So it is confusing. They gave NFL Network a shit schedule to start the year. There's like one more terrible game. I think the Bengals are in it on week 4. And then finally, like week 5, it starts to get better.
Yeah, I don't get it. Just put some good games. We need some good matchups.
I don't know where Jimmy Garoppolo is going. I think the 49ers are probably better with him starting than not starting. Aren't they 2-0 with him? They have a big showdown with the Packers, which I really hope that game is in your best bets if we can tease that. We'll see. So we'll see. We'll see about Jimmy G.
That's all I got for bullshit or believe.
I have another bullshit or believe. Okay. There's another quarterback who's 1-1 who, I don't know, it's kind of a big win on the road, Mike. Dak Prescott went to LA and beat Justin Herbert. Bullshit or believe Dak and the Cowboys this year? How about that?
I'm not gonna believe it. I don't think they're there. I don't. Why is Tony Pollard running more than Zeke? What is happening?
He looks better. That's why.
He does look better. But I don't know. I don't believe it because I feel like they're not you're always unsure. Like there's a lot of teams where you watch them and you're like, oh, they could pull off this win. Like when I was watching Baltimore, I'm like, they could beat Kansas City. But if I saw Dak doing that, I would be like, you know what? I don't think he can pull this off. I don't think he can pull off that type of win.
But they nearly beat Tampa. If you remember week 1, it was only 2 weeks ago in that Thursday night game. Tom had to drive down the field and kick the game-winning field goal, I think, to win that game. If he didn't drive down the field there, if they punt or have a turnover, Dak and the Cowboys are 2-0, and everyone's talking about them going to the Super Bowl. So we're not far off from that conversation.
I just feel like if I can't trust you in that moment, I don't think you're going to go that far. And I think you have to be trusted in that moment. It's like, you have to do that. I believed Tom Brady could run the field and go score because that's what you have confidence in him. And I don't have confidence in Dak.
But what will it take for him to give you confidence? Like how many game-winning drives does he need or performances? Because he just beat Justin Herbert on the road after he almost beat Tom Brady on the road.
All right. What I think is the Chargers aren't as good as we think, but they're a decent team. But I don't also think
that's been the Chargers forever, right? The Chargers are always like that.
Yeah, they're like, you're pretty good, but you're not great. I think if we can see the Cowboys beat some really good teams, and we don't know what the good teams are yet, but if we can see them make some like big wins, like Tampa Bay right now is just like they're just running the road. They're like, oh yeah, we're basically, maybe they go undefeated. Who knows? They're so good this year.
Just so you know, I'm gonna keep Dak in bullshit or believe until you believe. Okay. Basically, I'm just gonna keep him in there.
Good. What else you got? I got Scandal City.
You want to do some bets or Scandal? Let's do Scandal City.
It's a quick Scandal City. Where's you know what? There might not be Scandal City. Oh, there it is.
Time to dig up the dirtiest stories around the sport world in this week's Scandal City.
All right. Did you see the TikTok or the Instagram of Patrick Mahomes' brother after Kansas City lost the game?
That was scandalous. That was almost a crime he committed.
There's a few things. I'm not a big fan of Patrick Mahomes' brother. I don't really understand what he's doing.
And Mike is allowed to say this because Mike is a TikTok superstar. You have a great following on TikTok. So does Jackson Mahomes. So you can criticize other TikTokers.
Jackson Mahomes, like, he doesn't just do, like most people, let's say if you're not on TikTok, most people just do it in their house. Like I'm going to do TikTok here, do TikTok there. He goes to stadiums, flies on private jets, all because of his brother, Super Bowl champion, Patrick Mahomes. Jackson Mahomes is just like trailing along and he's there and he's doing like little dances everywhere. And they lost the game and he poured water all over this guy, this Baltimore fan in the stands. And it was like this viral video that went around. I don't know, like when you're Patrick Mahomes, when you say like, you got to stop this. Like if your brother was doing some weird shit all the time at the place of your business, you'd be like, Cody, like, shut the fuck up. Like, get out of here. Like, you can't do this, right?
Yeah, it's true. And I think you're allowed to do it if you're not causing problems. And this was the first time like someone got him on camera causing problems and it wasn't a good look. So he just spilled a water on someone. It's like our mutual friend has done so much worse at football games and we're still friends with them. So it's not like you have to banish the guy for it. But anytime you're in the public light, you can't act like that.
No, but I'm saying like, if you're in the public light, you're Patrick Mahomes. How do you let your brother do this? Be like, bro, just like, can you just sit and watch the game and maybe do TikToks like in private somewhere, like not at the game?
Yeah,
not here.
I would like to be a fly on the wall of those conversations. Like after that video comes out, like what's the text? What's the FaceTime like between the two of them?
Do you think like Patrick is like, yeah, get him, bro. Like, get him. Yeah, do this. Like, go for it. Or is he on the other side? Because he keeps doing it.
If you're gonna imitate Patrick, talk like Kermit the Frog to do it. I don't know how, but you
I
have
don't know
to.
how either. It'd be too
but I think he's probably over it. I think like Patrick's agents, like which you would have many of them when you're making as much money as him, would be very protective of the brand, and I think they need to rein him in a little bit. I'm not following him on TikTok, so I don't see all the TikToks.
You should follow him. It's cringe.
So it's good.
Well, you watch. You hate watch. There's a lot of hate listening and hate watching. I'm doing lately.
Another segment we can do, a big dick energy here. Can we run that in?
Big dick. Where do we got?
Big dick energy winner of the week.
Patrick Mahomes is not 2-0, but there is a young, exciting quarterback who might have the best receiving core in football who is 2-0. Do you know who it is?
2-0. No. Who's 2-0 right now?
Kyler Murray is 2-0. And Mike, you'll remember this. And I'm not the big dick energy here, but maybe I should be, because I wrote a column that went wild on Reddit where I ranked Kyler Murray in like the top 7 or 8 quarterbacks in the NFL. And truth be told, now he is. And now everyone believes it. And so my big dick energy is Kyler Murray for going 2-0 against 2 good teams. The Titans and the Vikings, say what you want about them this year, but last year they were solid football teams. Probably both in playoffs. Were the Vikings in the playoffs? I don't know. The Titans were. I think we need to give Kyler a little more credit.
The only thing I'm going to say is, didn't the Minnesota kicker miss a field goal that could have won him the game?
Yeah.
I don't think Kyler's that good. I think it's like, how many interceptions did he have that game? Like 4?
I'm not counting those. I'm sure he didn't have 4. That Zach Wilson only has 4.
I thought he had a lot of interceptions. I think he's slinging the ball. He's running around.
He's slinging.
They're doing better than the Seahawks right now, but I don't know if it will continue. I think people can catch on to what he's doing, but he has a lot of talent, right? He's got DeAndre Hopkins. Who else does he have there? He has another receiver.
Rondale Moore, the rookie, is making plays. AJ Green, the wily veteran. Christian Kirk. We've been waiting for your breakout. I guess it's finally here. I don't know. The Cardinals are kind of exciting. I think they're going to win the division. Look what Russell is cooking with Seattle. It's not good.
Not good. He doesn't have a lot to cook with right now. The year is not going good for him.
Blame the cast, not the character.
You gotta blame the whole team. All right, let's do some bets. So I have a few bets. They're not like best bets. They're tentative bets. We're recording on Wednesday. If you're in the Super Contest, you have all the way up until Sunday to actually submit your picks. So we got to see what information's coming in. Okay. But right off the bat, I'm going with Chicago visiting the Cleveland Browns. They're getting 7.5 points. Chicago Bears are getting 7.5 points visiting Cleveland. I like this. Baker may or may not be injured. Jarvis Landry injury, I think, is out. And then Odell may or may not be coming back. I don't know who their backup would be if Baker's hurt. But I don't know. This one feels good to me. I don't trust the Bears at all. This is a lot of points, and I don't think Cleveland's that
What's
good.
The line?
7.5.
I love it. I think Justin Fields is better than people expect. I watch a lot of Ohio State games because my dad's an Ohio State fan. So whenever I was home last year, I was watching with him, and the guy is electric. The guy makes plays. The guy has a good arm, and that's not always what you see with the running quarterbacks that come in the league. I think he's going to throw better than Jalen Hurts right off the bat, for example. I think the Bears probably win the game. It's a great bet at plus 7.5. What are the Browns without Odell, without Landry? Who is Baker throwing to? I know they have a good running game, but who's he throwing to?
What about without Baker too?
I think Baker's playing. I thought
he had hurt ankles. I feel like everybody got hurt ankles this week.
Okay, all the quarterbacks got hurt at like the same time. It was weird. Like at 1:15 Eastern time, there were no quarterbacks in the NFL for a minute. Yeah.
Well, Carson Wentz has like two hurt ankles, which I don't even know how that happens when you hurt.
But he's going to play. He always plays through it.
Is he going to play?
I think he's going to play.
Well, we'll see. Well, all right. So next game, I'm taking the Saints in New England. Saints are getting 2.5 points on the road. I like this. I think this is a bounce back game for Jameis. I still kind of slightly believe in him. And I feel like a rookie QB, there's only so much good mojo you can keep doing and keep winning. So I like this. I like the points. I think the Saints can bounce back. I don't think they're going to be dominated by the Patriots.
I think it's a super fun game. If you like scheme, when the Saints have the ball, it's Sean Payton versus Bill Belichick, 2 of the best play callers ever on each side of the ball. So like what the Saints do on offense will be super interesting. I think Belichick will put a lot of resources on Kamara to take him out of the game. Who is Jameis going to get involved if it's not Kamara? I question that. We talked about how good Mac Jones is. Are the Saints for real? We don't know. I like the Patriots at home. I like the Patriots in this one.
It was a little dicey game. It seems like a pretty big public bet, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be on New England, so I wanted to like go away, take the points. Could be a close game.
2 quick questions on this game. Who's the better quarterback, Mac Jones or Jameis?
I mean, you have to say Jameis just by knowledge, and he's played more than 3 games. You have to be better.
And then who's a better coach, Belichick or Payton?
Well, Belichick is obviously a better coach.
I think they have the better quarterback and coach.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens on the field. All right. My next game, Tennessee at home. They are giving up 5.5 points to the Indianapolis Colts. If Carson Wentz is out, this is free money play, right? 5.5 points. Carson Wentz is out. Who's back up there anymore? Because Brisket.
Jacob Eason. He's a young fella.
Where's
Brissett's
Jacoby?
Playing for the Dolphins.
Brisket. I don't know why I call him Brisket.
Brisket. The high holidays are over.
I don't know who's going to play quarterback here, so I felt like this is easy. Like 5.5 points. Like, give it to me all day. I'll take it. It's a weird zone.
Yeah, I feel like that that line is the line is anticipating Carson Wentz to play, right? I think if it was 5.5, he's going to be out there. If he's not out there, it's going to be like 13.
But even if he's out there, do you even believe in him at all? Like
the Colts are off to a bad start, and we thought they'd have a rough September. They're one of the COVID quarterback teams that we talked about before the season, and a lot of those guys are 0-2. Cam Newton's 0-2 because he doesn't have a team. I think Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz plays, but I think it's a safe bet. I'm not big on the Titans. I watched that Titans Seahawks game. I was kind of thinking, well, they're getting outplayed, but they're going to win the game because of Derrick Henry, one man. But I think the Titans are a fine bet.
Atlanta on the road visiting the Giants. Atlanta's getting 2.5 points here. Giants are favored at home. I'm taking Atlanta. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I love the matchup. I feel like Matty Ice can pull it out, get some points. They got to win a game. I feel like they're pretty competitive. Even though they lost huge to Tampa Bay, I felt like they were in it. They were like keeping up with them. So I feel like they got to be better than the Giants. Right? Like there's got to be something there. Giants don't look good.
The Giants don't look good. The Falcons don't look good. So it's like the Giants. It's the second year in the system of Joe Judge and Daniel and the quarterback's been there, Daniel Jones, a little bit. And maybe he's not good, but the Falcons are so brand new. And Arthur Smith is new, and the system is new. And Matt Ryan's getting used to the new weapons. I don't like the Falcons here. I think the Giants have a longer week. They played last Thursday. Extra time for the offense to click. I think Kenny Galladay bounces back after he's yelling at Jason Garrett.
Because you got fantasy points. I hear you, but out of two bad teams, don't you just want to take the points immediately? Just like, I'm going to take the points here.
Yeah, you would normally take the points. I understand the reasoning. Bad teams for sure.
Bad teams. All right. How many was that? That was 4 picks. I got one more that
one more.
There's like
Can
2
we do
more.
49ers Packers. What a great game on Sunday night.
I'm not betting that game. Too big of a game to bet. I'm taking the Detroit Lions, getting 8.5 points at home, playing the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Lions are a feisty little team. They kept up with the Packers a little bit until they kind of figured out what was going on. But I like it. I think their defense is like okay, and Jared Goff is okay. I think it would be a nice competitive game. I think Baltimore just came off like maybe their biggest win of the season, even though it's only been 2 games, but I feel like it took a lot out of them. I like this game. I don't know. 8.5 points seems really good to me. We have like a perceived value that you can look at. We've like have this whole algorithm thing going on now. It seems like I'm getting 1.5 extra for free, so it seems like a good value to bet.
That's very fancy. Where do you find this perceived value chart?
We built it. It's all custom built by us.
Oh, it sounds like a mutual friend Excel right off the bat.
Yeah. Mutual friend is definitely helping with some of the Excel formulas. I'm not too good with that. I tell him what I want, and he puts it together.
that's like a lot of relationships. I love it. I think the Lions are a classic backdoor cover team. We've seen it so far where you never think they're going to win a game, but they have the quarterback. They have some pieces on defense to not let it get away at the end, but just kind of keep scoring after you go down 14-0 early. It's like they tie the rest of the way. So I think I like the bet. I think the Lions will lose a lot of games by a touchdown, but not by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you got to bet these two. You got to get in there. Your bet for Super Bowl. I think the only bet you have right now, future Super Bowl bet for the Green Bay Packers.
It's the Packers, and I'm glad you led me into that. I think they're going to win at San Francisco. I know they're dogs. I don't know what the line is. I was really hoping you did that as a best bet because it's my best bet. It's Aaron Rodgers. He went to school in at Cal outside of San Francisco. It's like a home game, a homecoming for him. He's going to have tons of fans there. He's going to want to play well for them. The Niners are a team he could end up on. It was rumored before the Niners were one of the teams. Maybe it's a little audition to join the Niners. That's something to look out for this year with the Packers. When they play teams he might end up on, he's going to play better.
So this line right now is San Francisco favored by 3.5. I feel like this is a line that they want you to bet the Packers, which makes me think San Francisco might blow them out here. They're coming home. San Francisco, first home game.
San Francisco hasn't blown out Detroit or Philly, 2 questionable teams. Why are they going to blow out Green Bay?
Because another questionable team is coming home, and that's Green Bay Packers. So they're very questionable right now.
The best quarterback on the field plays for the Packers, and they're a dog. Anytime the best quarterback is a dog, you should probably bet it.
All right, let's do some food news. I'm actually getting really hungry. I want to make some dinner. Food news. This one, I really like this one. I think it's available here. We should try to get it while I'm in town in San Diego. Samuel Adams just introduced a new beer that's illegal in 28 states. It's their 12th batch of the Utopias beer. And the alcohol by volume, the ABV, 28%, which most beers are only about 5%, and like tequila and whatever is 40%. This bottle retails at $240, but it's very, very strong. You can get it in California. You can't get it in most states, but you can get it
The
in
bottle
California.
is $240.
$240.
You want to try it?
We could try it. We could do like a little, we'll just buy it, bottle it back up after, see how good it is. I don't know if it's like a liquor
it
or
can't
if
be
it's
worth
actually.
that. Like we're good with cheap wine. It can't be worth $240.
Well, now we have to try it. Now we really have to. I'm going to see where it's available, and I'm sure
See where
we
it's
can pick
available.
it up. Utopia's beer. Let's see where we can buy it. Definitely have to try it live on camera or something. I think we'll be
Maybe
good.
this will be one of the summer trends. You know, we didn't go through our summer trends. We're working on a fall trend segment, trying to book our guest who's like,
he's busy.
He's on a lot of shows. He's very busy. He's giving out his best advice, but we want to hear on the Sports Hangover.
I will say he didn't come to my wedding, which I know he regrets. I think that's why he's been avoiding us a little bit.
I mean, if you didn't go to that wedding, you should regret it. It was a great officiant, at least.
Yeah, great officiant. A lot of stuff going on there. All right.
But yeah, he has trends like this too. Well, that's great to try. We'll drink beer. Mike's running a 10K soon. The gear's on the sportshangover.com. So if you want that, if you want your favorite team gear, I know we have Pittsburgh people listening. We have Pittsburgh shirts. Hopefully we have San Diego shirts. They lost their NFL team. Their baseball team sucks, but that's a town that people go to. So I think there's a lot of options out there. By the way, before we go, not to be outdone, I got my Ryder Cup hat on for USA. It's this weekend. USA versus Europe in Wisconsin. It's going to be lit on the golf course. The last big golf event until the Masters in April. It's an event one-on-one, US versus Europe. So it's like a team event Friday through Sunday on Golf Channel.
What are we betting? Who are we betting here? Who are we betting?
We should probably bet Europe because they're always underdogs and they normally win. You know, the U.S. has a lot of problems. Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau, they're on the same team, and, you know, they hate each other. So we're worried about the locker room culture in Wisconsin this week for the Americans. The Europeans always put it together. They're better as a team.
Europe right now is plus 200 for them to win the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, it's a good bet.
Okay, I'm gonna bet that. Now, what about day one, day two? They have like different lines on everything.
I mean, there's 3 days total. It's hard to say like who's gonna play well day 1, day 2. I don't know. Maybe bet the whole event.
All right, I'm gonna bet the whole event. I'm gonna see what we can do here.
Event. And then you'll watch this weekend. We love when Mike watches golf.
Yeah,
it's one of our favorite things once a year.
Could they tie? Is that possible?
No. Well, if you tie, but the team who won last time retains the cup in a tie. So there is a winner even if it's a tie.
They have a tie here and it's plus 1,200.
Tie's not crazy. It's not crazy.
Okay, tie's not crazy. Okay.
And there's a winner. Remember, there's a winner. It's not like soccer where no one wins. There's a winner if they actually tie.
Okay, good. All right. I found the beer, by the way. I found the beer down the street from me. It's at Smart and Final. I can pick it up on the way.
Okay. That's great. You'll buy it.
we gotta charge Sports Hangover. All right. If we don't get arrested, Melissa reviews, hopefully we are back next week.